In this video, I'm going to show you how to fix a popping hip for good using no equipment. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Dr. Rowe here at SpineCare in St. Joseph, Michigan. So have you noticed a nagging pop, click, or snapping sensation with your hip with certain movements? You might have what is called snapping hip syndrome. That's where the soft tissue around that hip joint capsule becomes inflamed, and with movement it can kind of grab at there, resulting in that click or pop. So we're going to go over very easy, effective stretches and exercises that are going to target all of the main muscle groups that are responsible for that snapping hip syndrome. The great part is you can do pretty much all of these at home, and they do not require any special equipment. You may find that it gets rid of that popping, clicking, or snapping hip in as little as 30 seconds also. So let's get started with it and get rid of that popping hip right now for good. So without a doubt, one of the biggest causes of a popping or snapping hip is lack of joint mobility into that hip. Let's do a compound stretch that is going to do a lot. It's called the 90-90. It's going to focus on internal and external rotation and just stretch so much muscles in the back. It's very easy to do. You're just going to start off on the floor, and you're going to put both knees at 90 degrees from the hip to the knee to the ankle. So it kind of looks just like this. One is going to go in front of the other. Try to keep the knees on both sides flush with the ground itself. And on the side that has the leg forward, you just want to stabilize your upper body weight by bringing the arms straight and try to get into nice upright posture. When you do this, you're already going to start to feel a very good stretch into the hips. So if you need a little bit of time, just get used to doing this stretch first. But how we're going to intensify this stretch is we're going to then straighten our arm like this, and we're going to lean forward into it. And the more that you lean into it, the more intense that stretch is going to get into that hip. So only go to your comfort level. Once you hit that point, hold this for 15 seconds. You're just going to simply relax, and then you're going to then do it up to 5 times. Each time, just try to go a little bit further with it. Challenge yourself, get a little bit more motion in there. After you're done on one side, you just simply switch to the other side, just like this, and then just repeat that process. Good way to build a lot of motion into the hip. So this next mobility stretch to help hip snapping or popping is going to target more of the hip flexors. It's great because it's going to go in so many directions. What I'm going to be using is a foldable chair for this. Let's go up to the chair, put one leg up like this. The other leg is going to go completely straight. What I do simply is, with very good upright posture, let's get very good posture in the back and also into the upper back, is just lean forward into it, kind of like a lunge. When you do this, you're going to feel a very good stretch into the front of the leg of the straight leg. Go as far as you feel comfortable. From there, you want to just do this a couple times for about a 10 to 15 second hold. Relax, take a bit of a breather, and then just simply switch to the other side. This is how we're going to engage those muscles even more. Let's go back into that starting position. Let's take our arms, cross them over like this, and then just simply turn or rotate towards one side. You're going to notice that this hits those muscles just a little bit differently. Turn as far as you feel comfortable. Hold this for about 10 to 15 seconds. You're just going to relax, and then you're going to go to the other side. Again, as far as you feel comfortable, 10 to 15 second hold. You want to come back to the middle and then repeat that 5 times on each side. If you want to take this even to the next level, take your arms, put them out straight like this to the point where they're almost going to clap. Lift them up over your head, and what you're going to do, lunge into it and then bend towards one side. You're going to feel those muscles again getting engaged a little bit differently. Hold this comfortably for 10 to 15 seconds. Come back to the middle. Go towards the opposite side to do the same thing. Come back to the middle, and then 5 complete repetitions on both sides. You're going to notice that that builds a lot of stretch around the hip that may help get rid of that snapping or popping sound. One of the biggest culprits of a snapping or popping hip is the iliopsoas muscle, which is a primary hip flexor. So let's give special attention to that. I'm going to be using a sturdy foldable chair, and you can pretty much use anything, a bench, a stool, as long as it's elevated sturdy, not on wheels. What I'm going to do is go next to a wall or a door and place my upper body against it. You pretty much want it from the butt all the way to the head, just flush against the wall for support. I'm going to take my fingers, hook them like this, and then start to pull out like that to just engage the upper body to create kind of like a stabilization point. From there, I'm just going to lift one leg up, bend the knee at 90 degrees, place it on the chair. We're going to start off by doing a simple hip march. We're going to go over 3 different motions, and this will be the first one. What I'm going to do is just simply lift the heel up off the floor, I should say the chair, just like this. Go up as far as you can. The more that you go up, the more that you're going to feel the muscles in the leg, around the hip, even into the glute buttock, start to fire. Hold this for 15 seconds. You're just going to simply relax, and then you're going to repeat this up to 5 times. From there, you're just going to simply switch to the other side. It's very important that you do all of these on both sides to keep the muscles in balance. From there, what we're going to do is make it a little bit more tricky. Let's put the chair a little bit in front of us and position it to where your leg is going to be able to go completely straight like this. So we want to get into a very good upright posture, everything flush against the wall. Let's get back into that upper body stabilization anchor and just simply lift the heel up. This right here is going to engage a lot of muscles, so only go to your comfort level. Again, try to go up as far as you're able to. Hold this one for about 15 seconds. Relax, and then do it 5 complete times before then switching to, let me get my balance here, to the other side. Go very slowly with these. You're going to notice that one side is a lot more tricky than the other. That is completely normal because you're going to have muscle imbalance that these exercises are really going to focus on. For the last one, I'm going to be using a can of soup, and I'm just going to place it at the edge of that chair. We're going to do a hurdle, so we're going to take that last exercise that we did, the straight leg, and just hurdle over the soup can. If you don't have a soup can, just anything that's about 3 to 4 inches tall is all you'll need. So what I'm going to do, go back into that position. Let's position that soup can right there. We're going to anchor everything and just simply bring the heel over. This right here is going to put more of a dynamic motion into the hip, making it a little bit more tricky. Try to do 10 to 12 very slow repetitions on both sides. And again, you'll notice that one side, for me, it's my left, that's just a little bit more tricky. So just build into it very slowly, again, to your comfort level only. So another big cause of a popping, snapping, or clicking hip is due to imbalance or weakness into the glutes and the core muscles. So let's do an exercise that's going to hit everything at once and keep all of them in sync. This is a modified bridge exercise that we're going to add a march. So I'm going to lay flat on my back. I'm going to use my foldable chair again and just put my legs up like this. What we want to do with the arms is just put them off to the sides, anchor ourselves down. The bridge is very simple. What I'm going to do is just simply lift my butt up off the floor to the point where my knees, my hips, to my shoulders are going to be in a nice straight line. So that's what it should feel like. While you do this, you should feel the core muscles engage, the low back, around the hips, pelvis, glutes, buttock. It's going to work everything, help lengthen those muscles and also strengthen them. Arguably, the bridge is one of the best exercises that you can do for the lower body. So from there, what I'm going to do is then take one knee and do a marching exercise with it. So I'm going to bring that knee to the chest. And when you do this, it's going to be very challenging. So only go to your comfort level. You want to bring that knee back towards you as much as you can. Hold this one for 10 to 15 seconds. From there, you're just going to relax, and then you're just going to repeat this on the other side. You want to do this nice and slow, and then from there, do 5 complete repetitions on each side. So this next exercise is really good for helping with hip popping or clicking when turning the leg or rotating it. So I'm going to be using my folding chair, and this is called the fire hydrant, and you're going to find out for good reason. What I want to do is just bend the knee at 90 degrees and then simply lift it up like this as far as I am able to. I'm also going to rotate my upper body with the side that's being lifted up while I do this. You should feel a lot of muscles being activated across the glutes, the hip, low back, even into the leg. Go up as far as you can. Hold this one for about 15 seconds. You're just going to relax. take a bit of a breather, and then just simply switch to the next side. Again, rotating the upper body with that raised knee. 15-second hold, come back, take a breather, and each time you do this, try to go just a little bit further with it. Really challenge it because it's going to help strengthen those muscles even more. But you want to do just 5 complete repetitions on each side. If you liked the video and got a lot of relief, please show us your support by giving this video a like and maybe subscribing to our channel too. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you for watching.